Boa. Chama. You know who we're talking about, Alex Pereira. He announced on Instagram that he has a fight booked. He obviously didn't tell us who the opponent is, but let me tell you who the opponent will be. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
Now, if you follow this channel, you know that I did a video on who will be the UFC 300 main event, and in that video I came to the conclusion that if it's not some crazy Brock Lesnar super fight against Aspen or whatever, it will be Alex Pereira. Now, Pereira came out and said he has a fight booked. He didn't say, yeah, we're close to blah, 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 we're thinking about, talking about. He said he signed a deal. The fight is booked, sealed, signed, delivered. Which now brings us to speculate about who the opponent will be. Now, let's just keep that completely reasonable here. There is Izzy. Izzy is always a chance. Izzy says he wants to be back soon.
I can't wait.
UFC 300 would definitely be a possibility. As far as I know Izzy, I don't think he would turn down a title fight for a UFC 300, such a historical card. So that's definitely a possibility. I just don't know how, pay-per-view wise it's definitely smart, but otherwise how smart it is to book Izzy against Poatan at light heavyweight, like two guys who 1 year ago weren't light heavyweights. Izzy is still and will never be light heavyweight. I just don't know how smart it is for the whole two divisions, middleweight and light heavyweight, to move on. But that's definitely a possibility. I would not be surprised if that gets announced. It just makes the most pay-per-view buys, which at the end of the day, the UFC is a business, so what do you want? Does a business make money? What does make you money? Pay-per-view buys.
More fucking money.
As easy as that. And I told you in the UFC 300 prediction video that the main event is for the casuals. The main event is to sell the pay-per-view to the casuals, and Izzy against Pereira sells to the casuals, which makes a lot of sense. But if we stay reasonable, if we predict that the UFC does a reasonable matchup, there's only two guys. There's Chael and there's Magomed Ankalaev. Now, I would favor Chael. I would like that matchup way more, and Chael is definitely the guy who deserves it the most, given that he never lost the belt. But I'm not sure if he's ready physically with the injury and everything. And even if he's ready, I think it's pretty sus that the Pereira announced that he has a fight booked like literally 2-3 days after Ankalaev finished Walker. In my head, that just shows me that they were just waiting on that fight and said, hey, look, if either Walker or Ankalaev gets a dominant performance finish, like a spectacular finish, which Ankalaev got, to be fair, we will book this person for a quick turnaround for UFC 300 against Poatan Pereira, because Hill is probably not ready yet. Now, what kind of debunks that theory is that Alex Pereira posted on Instagram and X and whatever that he wants to face Chael first, beat Hill, and then make the quickest turnaround ever, I think he said, to beat Ankalaev. Now, one could think that that's just a little bit of a playing with your mind to not make it that obvious that he's fighting Ankalaev, to bring some other names in the mix, get Ankalaev a little bit guessing, whatever. But what really makes sense is, I mean, look, the UFC didn't announce anything for Pereira yet, nothing was booked yet. Now that the light heavyweight main event that ended that quick and Ankalaev talked about fighting Pereira 300 and everything, now that is over, out of nowhere Pereira is booked.
If you don't know, now you know.
I don't think they waited for that fight just to book Hill. Like, if Ankalaev would have won a split decision, okay, then I wouldn't think that they booked it against Ankalaev. They probably would have said, okay, f*** you, Ankalaev, we'll go for Hill. But I'm pretty sure that they just waited for a performance of Ankalaev like the one he had, and they were like, okay, you got it, man. That's your ticket to the title shot. So I believe it will be Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 300. Is it a barn burner matchup that gets every casual going? No, it's not. It's obviously not. Ankalaev is actually exciting if you look at the facts, but he just has zero personality because he doesn't talk a word of English. So it's not a main event that the casual fans will pay money for. Let's just say that. But that is what I think will be the main event. As I said, business-wise, if it's Izzy, that would make a lot more sense for the UFC. But I predict that is Uncle Life. Write your predictions in the comments, guys. Who do you think will be the main event for UFC 300? Who do you think is maybe Alex Pereira not even the main event? Who, you know what I mean? Write all your comments and predictions in the comments. Okay, and also don't forget to like this video, guys. Subscribe to this channel, would appreciate that. Check out the Bloodsport merch, my Instagram page, everything, all the links down below in the description, and that you can fight Alex Pereira if you even want that. Make sure to get your sleep in. Until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.